Imagine waking up every morning with bones that feel strong, stable, and resilient. No more worrying about fractures and no more concerns about fragile bones limiting your lifestyle. Today we're revealing the 7 most powerful minerals that will help keep your bones strong and unbreakable. If you want to stay active, independent, and confident, the secret lies in proper mineral nutrition. Before we get started, I'd love to know where you're joining me from today. Drop a comment below and feel free to ask any questions you have. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss out on the best health tips from Health Now. Let's build a healthier, stronger future together. First, calcium. As we age, our bodies undergo inevitable changes. Bone density decreases, skeletal strength diminishes, and movements that once felt secure can become increasingly risky. One of the most overlooked reasons for this decline is insufficient calcium intake. It's not just about preventing fractures. This mineral plays a fundamental role in keeping bones dense, resilient, and functional. Let's dive deep into why calcium is the most important mineral for bone strength in the elderly, and how ensuring adequate intake can transform skeletal health and overall well-being. As we age, our bodies become less efficient at absorbing calcium from food. To make matters worse, many seniors consume less calcium-rich foods due to dietary restrictions, lactose intolerance, or simply changing taste preferences. The result? A widespread deficiency that silently erodes bone strength, leaving the skeleton weak and vulnerable. Calcium isn't just about building bones in childhood, though that's certainly important. This powerhouse mineral directly impacts bone maintenance and remodeling throughout life by supporting osteoblast activity and preventing excessive bone breakdown. Think of it as the construction material for your skeletal system. Without it, bones struggle to maintain their density and strength. Additionally, calcium has been found to work synergistically with other minerals and vitamins in bone tissue, creating a comprehensive support system. Those who suffer from frequent bone pain, height loss, or unexplained skeletal discomfort might be surprised to learn that simply optimizing calcium levels can lead to significant improvement. Studies have consistently shown that low levels of calcium are directly linked to decreased bone density and an increased risk of fractures in the elderly. In fact, research published in the Journal of Bone and Mineral Research found that seniors with sufficient calcium levels had denser bones, better skeletal integrity, and improved structural support, making them less prone to breaks and complications. Conversely, those with a deficiency experienced accelerated bone loss, making even minor falls potentially catastrophic. Research has shown that calcium plays a pivotal role in maintaining bone mineral density, which is crucial for structural stability. This density helps prevent stress fractures by allowing bones to withstand daily impacts and pressures. Without adequate calcium, bone tissue deteriorates, leading to weaker skeletal structure, increased fragility, and a higher risk of debilitating fractures. Ignoring calcium deficiency doesn't just mean weaker bones. It opens the door to a host of serious health problems, the most alarming, osteoporosis and fractures. Without sufficient calcium, bones become porous and brittle, highly susceptible to breaks. A minor trip could turn into a major fracture, drastically affecting mobility and independence. Beyond bones, calcium deficiency has been linked to increased risks of dental problems, muscle weakness, and cardiovascular irregularities. Seniors who neglect their calcium intake may not only struggle with fragile bones, but also face a higher likelihood of chronic conditions that further reduce their quality of life. Solutions for optimal calcium intake. Calcium-rich foods, incorporating dairy products, milk, yogurt, cheese, leafy greens, kale, collard greens, bok choy, fortified plant-based milk, sardines with bones, and tofu can contribute significantly to overall intake. Supplements. For many seniors, especially those with dietary restrictions or absorption issues, a calcium supplement is essential. Most experts recommend 1,000 to 1,200 milligrams per day for optimal bone health, though the amount should be split into smaller doses throughout the day for better absorption, and taken under medical supervision. Pairing with vitamin D. Calcium cannot be properly absorbed without adequate vitamin D, so ensuring both nutrients are sufficient is critical for bone health. If you're unsure about your calcium levels, a bone density scan can provide clarity. Many doctors now routinely monitor bone health in older adults, recognizing calcium's critical role in preventing fractures and maintaining skeletal integrity. 2. Phosphorus. Unlike younger individuals whose bones are still actively building, seniors experience changes in bone remodeling that make them more susceptible to mineral imbalances. This is particularly important for phosphorus, the second most abundant mineral in the body after calcium. While phosphorus doesn't get the same attention as calcium, it is equally essential for maintaining strong, healthy bones. A deficiency in phosphorus, though less common than calcium deficiency, can result in bone pain, weakened skeletal structure, and reduced bone mineralization. This is why many individuals with phosphorus imbalance experience bone fragility, reduced structural integrity, and overall decreased skeletal endurance. How phosphorus works in bone formation. Phosphorus plays a critical role beyond just being present in bones. It is a vital component in the formation of hydroxyapatite, the crystalline structure that gives bones their strength and rigidity. Phosphorus acts as a building block for bone matrix, ensuring solid structural integrity. Every aspect of bone health, from maintaining density to supporting new bone formation, relies on adequate phosphorus working in tandem with calcium. So how do you ensure your body is getting enough phosphorus? While dairy products remain some of the richest sources, they are not the only options. Protein-rich foods, meat, poultry, fish, whole grains, nuts and seeds, legumes and eggs also provide excellent phosphorus content. The key is variety. Incorporating multiple sources of phosphorus into your diet ensures steady absorption and better bone maintenance. However, phosphorus from food alone is usually sufficient for most people, and supplementation is rarely necessary. In fact, modern diets often contain adequate or even excessive phosphorus from processed foods and sodas, which can actually be problematic. The balance between calcium and phosphorus. Yet more isn't always better. While phosphorus is essential, excess intake, particularly from supplements or processed foods containing phosphate additives, can disrupt the calcium-phosphorus balance. This imbalance can actually lead to calcium being pulled from bones, increased risk of vascular calcification, and kidney stress in those with compromised function. Striking the right balance is crucial for older adults. The recommended daily intake is 700 milligrams of phosphorus, preferably sourced from natural whole foods rather than additives or supplements. The importance of movement. Beyond just intake, Another key factor in phosphorus effectiveness is physical activity. Weight-bearing exercises such as walking, resistance training, and even light strength work stimulate bone remodeling and help ensure that both phosphorus and calcium are properly incorporated into bone tissue. Without movement, even adequate mineral intake cannot fully strengthen the skeletal system. Neglecting the phosphorus-calcium balance doesn't just weaken bones. It compromises your ability to move confidently, to engage in activities you love, and to maintain your independence. A life filled with strong bones, stability, and confidence begins with proper mineral balance, which depends on appropriate phosphorus intake. 3. Magnesium. While much of the conversation around bone strength revolves around calcium, few realize that magnesium plays a fundamental role in skeletal health. It is responsible for activating vitamin D, which in turn enables calcium absorption. It also regulates calcium transport into bone tissue, ensuring that minerals reach where they're needed most. Without adequate magnesium, your bones don't receive the structural support they need, leading to decreased density, brittleness, and a creeping loss of skeletal integrity. It's no surprise that one of the most common signs of magnesium deficiency includes bone pain and decreased bone density, often accompanied by muscle cramps that affect mobility. But here's the problem. Magnesium deficiency is shockingly common among older adults. Why magnesium deficiency is so common? Unlike some minerals that are easily obtained through diet, magnesium absorption depends on several factors including digestive health, medication use, and overall nutritional status. As we age, stomach acid production decreases, and conditions like chronic stress, certain medications, particularly diuretics and proton pump inhibitors, and even high calcium supplementation can interfere with magnesium absorption. Add to that the fact that many seniors unknowingly consume diets low in magnesium-rich foods, and the result is a slow but steady depletion of this essential mineral. The consequences of magnesium deficiency extend far beyond just feeling weak. Uncorrected magnesium depletion can lead to reduced bone mineral density, affecting structural integrity, skeletal strength, and fracture resistance. Many seniors who suffer from unexplained bone pain, reduced height, or a sense that their bones just aren't as strong as they used to be, are actually experiencing the skeletal effects of magnesium shortage. The decline is often so gradual that it's dismissed as normal aging, when in reality, it is entirely preventable. The benefits of restoring magnesium levels. Fortunately, restoring magnesium levels can have a profound impact on bone health and overall skeletal function. Studies have shown that seniors who correct their deficiency experience noticeable improvements in bone density, reduced fracture risk, and better overall skeletal resilience. But where does this critical mineral come from? The best sources include leafy green vegetables, spinach, Swiss chard, nuts and seeds, almonds, pumpkin seeds, cashews, whole grains, brown rice, quinoa, legumes, black beans, chickpeas, dark chocolate, and avocados. For those who struggle with absorption or have difficulty getting enough through food alone, magnesium supplements become essential. The good news: magnesium supplementation is generally safe when taken as directed. Many older adults benefit from taking 300 to 400 milligrams of magnesium daily. especially in forms like magnesium citrate or magnesium glycinate, which are more easily absorbed. Regular monitoring through blood tests and bone density scans can help ensure optimal levels and prevent the gradual decline in bone strength that so often accompanies deficiency. But here's the real takeaway. Strong bones are about more than just calcium intake. They're about the intricate balance of multiple minerals working together. Magnesium activates the very mechanisms that allow calcium to strengthen your skeleton. No matter how much calcium you consume, if your magnesium levels aren't sufficient, your bones won't be able to utilize it effectively. That's why maintaining adequate magnesium levels is one of the most overlooked yet powerful strategies for preserving skeletal health and quality of life as you age. 4. Zinc. Every day, your body undergoes a constant process of bone remodeling, breaking down old bone tissue and building new, stronger bone in its place. Zinc plays a behind-the-scenes role in this process, ensuring that bone cells receive the signals they need to build and maintain skeletal strength. It acts as a cofactor for numerous enzymes involved in bone formation, supporting bone cell activity, and promoting proper mineralization. One of the most common yet least recognized consequences of zinc deficiency is impaired bone healing and reduced bone formation. Many seniors experience slower recovery from fractures or bone injuries, and this disruption of normal healing processes can make it difficult to recover from skeletal trauma. This isn't just an inconvenience. It's a sign that the body is struggling to complete the bone remodeling cycle properly. Zinc's multiple roles in skeletal health. Zinc helps maintain the activity of osteoblasts' bone-building cells and keeps bone formation processes functioning optimally. But zinc's role doesn't stop at bone building. It is also vital for collagen synthesis and immune function, both of which indirectly support skeletal health. While calcium often takes the spotlight for bone strength, it cannot do its job effectively without zinc. This mineral helps ensure that calcium and other minerals are properly incorporated into bone matrix, rather than being inadequately utilized. Studies have found that higher zinc intake is linked to better bone density and reduced risk of osteoporosis in aging adults, making it an essential component of overall skeletal health. Why zinc deficiency is so prevalent? One of the biggest reasons zinc deficiency is so common is because it is easily depleted by stress, certain medications, and poor dietary habits. Many older adults take medications that lower zinc levels or have digestive conditions that impair zinc absorption. Coupled with diets low in zinc-rich foods, the result is widespread deficiency that quietly undermines bone strength, healing capacity, and skeletal integrity. This is why many seniors experience slower fracture healing, reduced bone formation, and feeling that their bones just aren't recovering like they used to. It's not just age, it's a lack of the right minerals to fuel skeletal maintenance. Replenishing zinc for better bone health. Replenishing zinc levels can have a significant effect on bone health, improving healing rates, supporting bone density, and restoring a sense of resilience in the skeletal system. The best dietary sources of zinc include oysters and shellfish, highest concentration, red meat and poultry, legumes, beans, lentils, chickpeas, nuts and seeds, pumpkin seeds, cashews, whole grains, and dairy products. However, for those who struggle to get enough through diet alone, zinc supplements can be an effective solution. Zinc supplementation should typically provide 8 to 11 milligrams per day for older adults, with higher amounts only taken under medical supervision, as excessive zinc can interfere with copper absorption. The transformation that occurs when zinc levels are restored is remarkable. Seniors who once felt that their bones were fragile and slow to heal find that their skeletal system responds with renewed strength. Those who suffered from poor fracture recovery or reduced bone formation notice improvement, allowing them to recover more completely and maintain better bone health. Even overall skeletal resilience improves as zinc helps regulate the bone remodeling processes, responsible for maintaining strong, healthy bones. 5. Boron. Imagine waking up in the morning and feeling unexplained bone discomfort, or noticing that your bones just don't feel as strong as they once did. Sound familiar? While most people have never heard of boron, this trace mineral plays a surprising role in bone health. Boron acts as a key regulator of mineral metabolism, helping to balance calcium, magnesium, and phosphorus in ways that support skeletal strength. When boron levels are inadequate, the body's ability to utilize other bone-supporting minerals becomes less efficient, leading to reduced bone density, increased calcium excretion, or even difficulty maintaining optimal vitamin D levels, something that can significantly impact bone strength and increase the risk of osteoporosis. But reduced bone density is just the beginning. Have you ever noticed increased joint stiffness, or wondered why your bones seem more fragile despite adequate calcium intake? Boron is responsible for helping the body metabolize key minerals and vitamins that support bone formation. When levels are low, the communication between various mineral systems becomes less efficient, leading to suboptimal bone maintenance, reduced mineral retention, or even difficulty utilizing vitamin D properly. Beyond minerals, boron also plays a surprising role in reducing inflammation that can damage bone tissue. It helps modulate inflammatory processes that might otherwise accelerate bone loss. Studies suggest that adequate boron intake can slow the rate of calcium excretion and support bone density, reducing the risk of osteoporosis and keeping the skeletal system structurally sound. Dietary sources of boron. Now the big question: how do you ensure you're getting enough boron to support your bones? Fortunately, nature has provided us with several good sources of this trace mineral. Fruits, apples, pears, grapes, avocados; vegetables, broccoli, carrots, onions; nuts, almonds, walnuts, peanuts; legumes, beans, lentils; dried fruits, prunes, raisins, dates. The key is to incorporate a variety of these foods into your daily diet so your bones receive consistent support. Supplementation considerations. For those who struggle to get enough boron through food alone, supplements might seem like an easy option. However, boron supplementation should be approached thoughtfully. While some studies suggest benefits at doses of 3 to 6 milligrams per day, excess intake has not been thoroughly studied for long-term safety. The recommended approach is to focus on boron-rich foods as part of a varied diet. Most people can obtain adequate boron, approximately 1 to 3 milligrams per day, through regular consumption of fruits, vegetables, and nuts. However, individuals with specific bone health concerns or those at high risk for osteoporosis should work with a healthcare provider to determine if supplementation is appropriate. 6. Silicon. When people think of minerals essential for strong bones, silicon rarely comes to mind. But without silicon, the connective tissue framework that supports bone formation cannot develop properly. Silicon is the critical component that ensures collagen synthesis in bone tissue, helping to create the flexible matrix upon which minerals like calcium are deposited. In other words, silicon acts as the scaffolding builder, creating the structure that allows bones to be both strong and flexible. Without adequate silicon, bones can become brittle and prone to fractures even if calcium levels are adequate. Silicon's impact on bone density. For older adults, this becomes even more crucial. Studies have shown that individuals with higher silicon intake have better bone mineral density, lower fracture risk, and better overall bone health compared to those with low levels. That's because silicon enhances collagen formation, the protein framework that gives bones their flexibility and resilience, making bones more resistant to fractures and supporting their structural integrity. Silicon in joint health. But silicon's role doesn't stop there. It's also an essential mineral for cartilage and connective tissue health. Many people overlook the fact that healthy bones require not just mineral density, but also strong connective tissues and flexible joints. Silicon has been shown to support cartilage formation in joints, which can help maintain mobility and alleviate stiffness, a common complaint among older adults. If your joints feel stiff when you move, or if you experience bone discomfort after periods of rest, silicon might be the missing mineral that could help maintain bone flexibility and keep your skeletal system functioning optimally. Balance and coordination. Beyond structure, silicon may also play a role in maintaining bone flexibility and preventing the kind of brittle, inflexible bones that are more prone to fractures. Emerging research suggests that silicon helps support the collagen-mineral interface in bones, ensuring proper flexibility alongside strength. It does this by promoting the cross-linking of collagen fibers and supporting the deposition of minerals in an organized pattern. Dietary sources of silicon. The best natural sources include whole grains, oats, barley, whole wheat, root vegetables, potatoes, carrots, beets, green beans and leafy greens, bananas and certain dried fruits, beer, in moderation due to barley content. If you're looking to boost your silicon levels naturally, the best strategy is to increase your intake of whole grains and vegetables. Even adding a daily serving of oatmeal or incorporating root vegetables into your meals can make a meaningful difference. Supplementation and precautions. However, for individuals who have difficulty getting adequate silicon from food, especially those with restricted diets or digestive issues that affect mineral absorption, supplementation may be an option. Silicon supplements are available, typically as orthosilicic acid or other bioavailable forms, though it's essential to consult a healthcare professional before starting supplementation. The typical supplemental dose ranges from 5 to 20 milligrams per day, though silicon is generally considered safe as the body excretes excess amounts. Unlike some minerals that can accumulate to toxic levels, silicon toxicity from dietary or supplement sources is extremely rare. 7. Copper. Copper, also known as an essential trace mineral, plays a far greater role in bone strength and skeletal integrity than most people realize. While many minerals contribute to bone health, copper is essential for cross-linking collagen fibers, supporting bone matrix formation, and ensuring that the skeletal system effectively maintains its structural framework. Without adequate copper, even the strongest bones can develop structural weaknesses over time, and simple stresses like bearing weight or minor impacts can create disproportionate risk for fractures. Copper's role in collagen formation. One of the most overlooked aspects of copper is its connection to collagen cross-linking and bone matrix quality. Copper acts as a cofactor for lysyl oxidase, an enzyme critical for forming cross-links in collagen and elastin. When copper levels are low, these cross-links become inadequate, leading to weakened bone matrix, reduced bone flexibility, and even compromised bone structure. Many older adults mistake these symptoms for inevitable age-related bone loss, when in reality their bodies are simply lacking the right mineral balance to maintain proper collagen structure in bones. Another crucial function of copper is its role in supporting osteoblast activity and bone formation. Copper helps regulate bone remodeling processes, reducing excessive bone breakdown and keeping bones more resilient and structured. If you've been experiencing decreased bone density or slower healing after fractures, optimizing your copper intake might be a significant factor in improvement. Copper's role in reducing oxidative stress. Beyond bone matrix, copper is also vital for antioxidant enzyme systems that protect bone cells from damage. These enzymes help neutralize free radicals that can damage bone-forming cells, supporting healthy bone remodeling and ensuring bones have the cellular health needed for proper maintenance and repair. A deficiency in copper can lead to reduced antioxidant protection in bones, which means bone cells may be more vulnerable to damage, causing weakened bone formation, reduced structural integrity, and decreased skeletal resilience. Dietary sources of copper. Where does this essential mineral come from? Thankfully, copper is available in a variety of nutritious and accessible foods. Shellfish, oysters, crab, lobster, organ meats, liver, kidney, nuts and seeds, cashews, sunflower seeds, sesame seeds, legumes, lentils, chickpeas, dark chocolate, and whole grains. Incorporating these foods into daily meals can naturally support your copper levels, enhancing both bone matrix quality and overall skeletal strength. Supplementation guidelines. For individuals with digestive issues, poor nutrient absorption, or dietary restrictions, copper supplementation may be necessary to achieve optimal levels. The recommended daily intake of copper is approximately 900 micrograms, 0.9 milligrams, per day for adults. While it's generally safe to obtain copper from food, excessive intake through high-dose supplements should be approached with caution, as too much copper can lead to toxicity and interfere with zinc absorption. The best strategy is to focus on a balanced diet rich in copper sources, ensuring a steady supply without unnecessary risks. Additionally, it's important to note that copper and zinc must be balanced. Excessive zinc supplementation can deplete copper levels, while too much copper can reduce zinc absorption. Working with a healthcare provider to monitor both minerals ensures optimal bone health. If you found this video helpful, please remember to hit the like button. It really helps us bring you more valuable content. Drop a comment below and let us know your thoughts, questions, or what topic you'd like us to cover next. We love hearing from you. Of course, hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications so you can never miss out on our latest health tips and insights. Stay informed, stay healthy, and we'll see you in the next video.